my instinct was we will look back on yesterday and the last few days as the start, the beginning of the end for Micheál Martin.
Yeah, and was it too premature for people to think that Micheál Martin could be gone by Christmas, or Micheál Martin was kind of the end was nigh for him as leader? Because, I mean, realistically speaking, how Jim O'Callaghan did say, I have leadership ambitions. It wasn't like Jim O'Callaghan had the time to start getting the numbers together.
No, and bear in mind, anyone who would want to challenge Micheál Martin for leadership, and it would most likely be a senior minister like Jim O'Callaghan or Jack Chambers. Darragh O'Brien was being talked about a bit today. They are going to want to, particularly I think if you look at Jim O'Callaghan and Jack Chambers, they're going to want to bed into their ministries. They're going to be a little bit more under their belts, I think, before they would want to take that step up. I think that's what you'll probably see play out. And bear in mind, Jim O'Callaghan's only been a senior minister, having refused a junior ministry a few years ago for the 8 months the coalition was up and running. Jack Chambers was, brought in as finance minister towards the business end of the last government and is now in deeper. And, I think he's had a very rocky few weeks as deputy leader, because on the one hand, there's the Jim Gavin fiasco, which,
As Director of Elections.
And he was kind of central to that campaign, if you can call it that.
Yep.
And on the one hand then, frustrating all his cabinet colleagues during the budget negotiations. And this is why I say, I think at this juncture, Jack Chambers is being seen as his star has fallen dramatically in the party in the last few days.
Does he have time to fix that, though?
I think he does, but I do wonder the problem with being... there's two things. One, Minister for Public Expenditure tends not to be a very, sexy department.
Yeah, or well liked when you come to budget negotiations, because that's when you really have to draw a line and be really strict with people.
Could be, or you could be really disliked because you're not giving people the money. And then also, we're not going to have another election after the presidential for some time. So, I don't know. We'll see.